I don't like genre tags because sometimes they hold some kind of limitation to it and also bring a lot of confusion. A genre that often has been in the center of confusion definitely is progressive house. Born from underground UK clubs to festival main stages today, and a total different sound, depending on who you might ask. Progressive house certainly transformed throughout all the years, and yeah, it changed, like you do, like I do, like we all do. In this video we are diving into the history of progressive house and where it came from, how it evolved, and why it sounds so different today, depending on who you might ask. Whether you're a longtime fan or just discovering this genre, the journey through progressive house past and present will show you why the sound overall still has stood the test of time. So if you like this video, please give thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Your support means everything. Let's get started. So the birthday of progressive house was notably October 1990, with Left Field's Not Forgotten. And the uprising of this genre in its birthplace, the UK, was a great moment for the British electronic music scene to create an own sound distinguishing from the sound of hotspots like the Netherlands, Germany or the US. And in its core, it was all about combining dance floor rhythms of house with the more complex and atmospheric sound of trance and techno. And that is something that is very important till date when we're talking about progressive house. You can hear this, for example, in the very timeless song Heart of Imagination from 2001. It is characterized by its evolving melodic structures, subtle transition and layered sound design. And basically that is what progressive house is about. It has a heavy focus on melodies and the melodic elements and makes use of a lot of trance elements. Modulation and filtering is used a lot to build this classic structure of a progressive house song because it relies on introducing elements piece by piece and therefore building up the song piece by piece. The bass lines are mostly deep and driving. The commercial breakthrough of progressive house was probably brought, among others, by Deadmau5, with iconic songs like Strobe, for example, in 2009. That led to that from this point on, everybody that wanted to be successful needed to be associated with the term progressive house. So progressive house hit the main stages when the golden era of EDM arrived in the early 2010s, marking a time where festival progressive house evolved. And that is why I'm saying if you go to a club or a festival and ask 5 different people on what is progressive house exactly, you will get a lot of different answers. For some people, this golden era of EDM is the definition of progressive house. So this classic festival tunes that you can hear on the big main stages. But to be honest, actually that is big room. But some people refuse to call it that. Or maybe it's more due to the radiance of the main stage productions from that time. I mean, we're talking about the golden era of EDM right here. That was a very special time, no doubt. But the original progressive house from the 90s, from the UK, was suddenly overshined in the meantime by these festival progressive house tunes. But the spirit of the 90s UK progressive house survived. Kind of, I would say. First, the term progressive house is taken back more or less by productions that have more to do with the original sound from back in the day. This also has to do with the fact that the golden era of EDM, so those golden years in the 2010s and the mid of 2010s, is more or less over. Not the popularity of electronic music in general, naturally, but these very special times that made electronic music explode and that it was everywhere and in the mainstream, and everybody was talking about electronic music at that time. So the era that made electronic music in general so enormously popular. And on the other hand, there's a new stage of evolution of progressive house that lives in melodic house and techno, which brings us to the modern day. Whether it's an evolution of trance music or even more influenced by techno in these modern days, the music that is mostly considered progressive house today has definitely more to do with the progressive house from back in the day. At least a lot more than these big room music productions in the decade before. I guess most refer to it as melodic techno, but the term's often used simultaneously today. So when you say melodic techno, you also mean progressive house, and when you say progressive house, you also mean melodic techno. For this era stand artists like Camel Fat, Artbat, Agents of Time, and I guess most prominently Afterlife in general, or more specific, Anima and Tale of Us. Like the golden times of EDM, today progressive house and melodic techno is in some kind of booming phase. This is due in no small part to the huge social media buzz that it is creating and the visually stunning reels and shorts that you see a lot on social medias of the show with breathtaking visuals. Whether this is a good or a bad thing is not for debate today and not part of the topic of this video, but I guess it's a huge part of the modern success of this genre. And instead, in my personal opinion, I'm very happy that we're back, or at least more close to the old sound of progressive house today. And I want to advocate for this genre, for melodic techno, for progressive house. It's the genre where I personally found my home as a music producer myself. So yeah, I love it. And overall, we should just enjoy the music and not think so badly differentiating individual artists, their songs and their sounds from one another within defined boundaries. But still, it is a very interesting look on the timeline of progressive house and how it changed, how it evolved. It is a genre of much confusion indeed. And at the end of the day, everything is techno or trance or house or a little bit of everything. The boundaries between genres are blurring, and that is a good thing for creativity. So that was everything for this brief overview of the timeline of progressive house and how it evolved. If you like this video, please give thumbs up and subscribe to this channel, and also let me know if you want to see other videos on other genres of electronic music and their history and evolution. Electronic music definitely is the kind of music that has a very rich history. You can also leave your take on progressive house or melodic techno in the comments, but please be kind, because I know it's a very hot topic for some people. Until then, have an amazing day or night and see you soon.